Hey guys, it's Ian. I'm excited. We're going to get into a brand new series today. It does involve why I'm wearing one of my new cosplays, which is Rengoku. And yeah, this new series is going to be about anime tropes and how they connect to the gospel. So real quick before we get into this, I want to say a couple things. This video will contain spoilers for My Hero Academia up to Season 5, Demon Slayer up to Season 2, and Full Metal Alchemist, I believe the entire series. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So today we're going to be talking about a anime trope that's very special to my heart. And that anime trope is the enduring optimist. Now, I wanted to find this phrase early on because I want you guys to track with me. See, I'm not talking about an optimist like you have to be a naturally born, type A, love the world, find joy in everything type of person. No, I'm talking about the joy that comes into the heart of a character, that even in the hardest season, they're able to endure with a smile. So I want to give 3 quick examples. The main one we're going to be focusing on today will be Kyojuro Rengoku. We'll also be talking about Lemillion, or Mirio Togata, and we'll also be talking about, from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, we're going to talk about Mae Hughes. Now, all 3 of these characters have a common trait. They live in very harsh, hard worlds, and they all do the job of heroism. They all do the job of trying to help and save others. Whether that's from demons in the case of Kyojuro, or supervillains in the case of Lemillion. Now, I think there's a lot of value in our lives as Christians. We live a life that tries to help others. That's our goal and our passion and our job, right? We go forward and we bring the gospel to others. But the truth of the matter is, much like superheroes and much like demon slayers, or much like alchemists, we go into situations where there's going to be great opposition, great hardship, where we're going to endure things upon our soul. The hardship's going to come against us, and we have to choose if we want to wake up in the morning with a smile on our face. I want to preference this too. When I say that you don't have to be a natural born optimist, realize who's talking to you. I'm Ian Hauser, and I am a realist. I am not an optimist or a pessimist, but I'm the middle ground. And because I serve the realist God, I know that I can find joy in every situation. I've also been in recovery for 8 years from anger and violent tendencies, but also seeking to find and put joy in my heart as I've struggled also through depression and anxiety. I've lost both my parents in the span of 5 years, and I've endured a lot of hard seasons that have made my smile wane at times. And yet, I still want to push on knowing hardship is the pathway to peace and keep a bright smile on my face for other people's bright future. So I want to break down 3 elements of both the anime and the real life, what it looks like to be an enduring optimist. The first one is to find joy in the little things. Well, Mike! I love Rengoku because he loves one very specific thing. He loves to eat. And if you guys know me, you guys know how much I love to go to Korean barbecue. How much I love to go out and eat with my friends. And how much of the gospel is actually based around eating with your friends. See, Rengoku celebrates eating. It's something that brings him joy in hard moments. Even when he's on mission, he takes time not only to eat, but to feed others. It's a small thing that brings him a lot of joy. Lemillion finds a lot of joy in pranks and messing with his friends and getting to spend time with and encourage his friends. Right, Sun Eater, he constantly reminds him how good he is. Right, he constantly makes jokes with the younger classmen. This is something that brings joy to his heart. In the case of Mae Hughes, every chance he gets, he shows his wife and his daughter to anyone that will listen. That relationship just brings him so much joy that it overwhelms him at times. See, in scriptures it says the following, in Philippians 4:8 and 9. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, if anything is omae, think about such things. In hardship, in those tough seasons, think about whatever is good, whatever is pure, whatever is omae. The second one is, I want to bring up the second element of being an enduring optimist is not just finding the good in the little things, it's also taking the hard stance to have goals in the moment. See, Rengoku, when he faces down Akaza, he has a goal to protect everyone on the train, that no one would die. Now, Lemillion has a goal. It's to smile bright and to save Eri, the little girl. Mae Hughes wants to help to solve this case to save his country. They all have goals, and they all take a stance. Being an enduring optimist means a couple things. It doesn't mean being a pushover. It means, one, you have to take a stance. Two, you have to take action. Being an enduring optimist is not a sideline occupation. You have to be the first one to run out. All three of these characters are constantly willing to step into the action, to fight and to protect others. We have to be willing to run into situations with a smile on our face. Last is we need to be willing to take responsibility. All three of these characters take responsibility for those around them. They're willing to endure hardship because they know they can take it when others can't. Taking responsibility means stepping into those hard conversations and yet not letting hard conversations steal your joy. The final thing about being an enduring optimist is it's all about the next generation. See, I love, and I wanted to focus on enduring optimists as the second generation concept. See, most animes focus on what I would consider like this third generation, right? You have Naruto, right? You have Deku, you have Tanjiro. You have these characters that are kind of like learning how to be what they want to be. And then you have the third generation, right? And these are like the people in power. So think your All Might, right? The Master in Demon Slayer. Think about the King Bradley, right? You have people that take power positions, whether they're good or evil, right? A lot of your enduring optimists and the ones I want to focus on are kind of that middle ground. See, while they've achieved a lot where they are, they still are not the highest. And so they still have places they can grow and places they can go. And yet they still invest in the next generation. Rengoku invests in Tanjiro, teaching him how to control his body better so that he can heal faster. Lemillion reminds Deku the value of the hard work it takes to master work. Mae Hughes teaches the Ulrich brothers more and more about what it looks like to have an end goal. That at the end of it, they want to be rebuilt as a family. And showing what a family looks like is important for them to learn. All three of these men, they invest in the next generation because they know that the next generation will be the ones that are there long after. Something you may have noticed is the three characters that I have chosen to talk about today. You may not think of enduring to go along with their names. If you don't know, and this is your final warning for spoilers for all three of these series, during the battle with Akaza, while Rengoku is able to hold off the fourth most powerful demon and save everyone aboard the train, it comes at a great cost. He's killed when Akaza plunges his hand through his chest. And even after that, Rengoku is able to hold on almost long enough for Akaza to die in the sunlight. Akaza, the fourth most powerful demon, runs away like a coward. He could no longer take a stand. He could no longer endure like Rengoku could. Lemillion, as of Season 4, Season 5 of My Hero Academia, he goes to save Eri. And while he's able to save her and get her out of harm's way for a moment, it comes at the cost of his power. And he's shot with a bullet that steals quirks. An ability that he spent his whole life honing, he lost, trying to help someone else. And yet, in that moment, he still bore a smile on his face. Mae Hughes was the one that was farthest along in finding out what was really going on in the world of Full Metal Alchemist. For this, he was killed by one of the homunculi, and before he was able to really reveal everything to the heroes. See, sometimes being an enduring optimist isn't about you, but when you sacrifice, others can grow. There's no greater love than this, to lay down one's life for their brother, their sister. These characters show that. So being an enduring optimist is sometimes making the hard sacrifices, but maintaining the bright smile. I want to talk about one of my friends. She is one of the few people I believe is a natural, enduring optimist. And I asked her permission to share this. Kimmy Brennan is our youth leader at Light and Life Christian Fellowship. She's been through a lot. Life hasn't treated her fairly. And though she's had to endure hardship after hardship, if you ever meet her, the first thing you will see is she has a smile on her face. That she maintains optimism. Now, she takes a lot of pride in the little things, right? They bring her a lot of joy. She likes matcha and cats. She's always one to take a stance. Always one to take action. Always one to take responsibility. Even when it costs her. Even when she has to have hard conversations. Even when people don't treat her right. Even when people don't value her as a leader she is. And her heart is always for the next generation. She's put leaders on stage. She's put students in positions of leadership to take the steps necessary. She's been willing to sacrifice position to advance the next generation. She is an enduring optimist. Now, thank God she is not dead, and has not lost her powers, but she's had to take on a lot to become who she is. As we go through the series, I'm going to be super excited to talk about some of my friends who live up to these anime tropes. As I talk about some of my favorite characters that live up to these anime tropes. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I hope you guys get a lot out of this. Take some time, reflect on how can you shine a bright smile in a hard world? How can you be an enduring optimist? Finding those little things that bring you joy, so you can think of those in the hard moments. Taking action, taking stance, taking responsibility. And how can you invest in the next generation to make greater optimists, greater enduring optimists than we are? You guys have an absolutely wonderful week. I've been Ian Hauser. You can check us out at Cosplay for Christ on Instagram. You can check us out here at YouTube. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, who is your favorite enduring optimist in anime? I think you guys can tell who mine is. And have an absolutely wonderful week. Omae!